Another welcome back, another map 3, a little bit more Valorant for all of you out there. Hello. FaZe, they managed to take a really strong victory over on Split, Dan, and that's exactly what they needed to not only take us to a map 3, but keep that momentum and keep that plan that they had of going undefeated the rest of the season still alive.
Yeah, and they said they were not going to lose any more matches for what is left of the split, but they are on their way to do so for this first match. And this is kind of the test that we want to see for FaZe. A FaZe that went through a couple of changes. It looked pretty good on split, but now we go all the way to Ascent, so I don't really know what's going to happen there.
I honestly, with how things are going, I think once we head over to Haven, that this is just going to be another series that's just going to go the distance at the end. FaZe, they were not messing around when it came over to split at all. They were just so explosive. I know this is how they go for Tanner, but still, it was something that our Esports really struggled with this time around.
Yeah, definitely struggled. I think the difference, too, that we saw from FaZe is they played a lot more with mid. I think, obviously, not having that Viper makes it a little bit harder to do so for OR Esports, whereas you saw kind of what Poise did in the MVP aspect, but having the Viper's Pit for mid, having the Poison Cloud for mid, the Toxic Screen, whatever it may be, it just makes it less than desirable to want to work through and then immediately eat a bunch of decay and find a player inside mailroom or inside the vents. I think Poise just does a whole lot for the team on this role. Outside of the kills that he was finding, which was insane. Right when OR Esports were starting to get some wind in their sails, I think it was a 4K or a 3K spray down from Poise that just stripped all momentum and brought it back in favor of FaZe Clan.
Yeah, I mean, some people like to try and shut down the mid with the use of the barrier or with the Sage, but being able to just shut it down with the Viper and all that utility. I mean, even at the end, you saw OR Esports try and poke through a little bit and then just get absolutely blasted on the other end because they're decayed and there's already someone staring them down. So it's a little bit tough for them to find their window of opportunity. But now, Dan, we're headed over to Haven for our tiebreaker. This is the finale in our little flashback to Valorant beta and the early days of Valorant here. And this should be really fun. I mean, OR, going into recently, they have played it the last couple of weeks, whereas FaZe, we haven't seen it in a hot second. It hasn't been since mid-season face-off.
It's been quite some time, and also not a map that we often see FaZe playing. On the other side of OR, this is a map that they attempted for quite some weeks from that first split all the way to the second split. We already got the chance to see it from that week 1 to week 2 of split 2, and now we're going to see it for this week 3. So one that still definitely a place where they're trying to find that kind of consistency for OR, but I'd say this is definitely favorite for this side of OR, as this is where they took G2 down.
Yeah, successes escaped FaZe Clan on this map, even in the 2 iterations of the composition that they've tried to bring. It's a map that they play a bit more defaulted in way of composition after trying the Neon. That didn't work. Baby Bay brought back the Jet. There are definitely options though, right? And I'm wondering, Baby Bay has in the past, so has Poise, but they've played different agents. They've played KOs, both of them. And I'm wondering if there's a world, maybe it's not right here, but if there's a world where there's an idea where they say, hey, Mummy, dude, you just take the duelist role, right? You just take the Jet here, and they'll make it work with something else, because Mummy looks so good on that role. And I know that that's like outlandish. That's probably unheard of. That's the hottest take anybody's probably ever said, because Baby Bay is not coming off of that duelist role unless they're playing no duelist like they did on Icebox previously. But I think that would be super cool to see.
Well, I'm curious how much they'll switch things up, considering the big switch already for FaZe is these 2 new players. I'm excited for the look we're going to see coming out from them, as this is our map 3 and our decider. I'll catch you 2 on the end of it.
I know that I'm just hoping and praying. Yeah, okay. All right. You know what? That's what I get.
I don't know why.
That's what I get for I was just manifesting it, you know? I was just trying to manifest it.
There's no, if it was, a race map, I'm like, Tanner, maybe you're right. But this one, this is a map where we see that Baby Bay Jet being played out. I think it's interesting, though, in the sense of Seldris on this Jet, because if we remember all the way back in the first split, this is not something that happened very often. He was actually forcing anything but a Jet any chance that he could. Just a little bit of comfort that you would see on the Raze over that Jet. And after that, you could tell that he was putting that practice. He was playing those ranked games with the Jet and playing those officials as well with the Jet to a point where it feels pretty consistent, and it makes it for a really good matchup here. A map where FaZe usually don't go to. I mean, we saw it only 2 times so far since the beginning of Split. One loss against Oxygen, the other one against G2. But it's been some time since then, since that mid-season face-off. And Chance here, once again, remembering that FaZe, the last matches, they don't really get easy against G2, against Moist. It's going to be difficult. They need to get this win.
This is to separate yourself from being a middle-of-the-pack team to start working your way up the list for both of these teams. 1-1 on the series, but 1-1 in series score, and Baby Bane poised. I mean, just no strangers to success, working hand-in-hand with one another and finding 2 early kills in the pistol.
Clean for the 2 on that C side. The first one, of course, Baby Bane now up close and trying to get physic now on this Sova. Then OR going all the way around. Okay, location has been revealed here, but Bummy goes down. Spike gets planted towards B.
Yeah, picking off the solo players. If they could find Tig, that would be another player left on an island themselves. But they do have that spike planted. Physic is trying to play the long lurk. Baby Bay was ready for it. Understands what play is about to take place. And this round belongs to FaZe.
Another pistol round here. Goes the side of FaZe. And a good way to start them off. It seems like in a couple of these pistols, they like to go for that aggression. And the first contact just one step ahead and pays off early on into Haven.
And who better, right? Baby Bay, get this guy started. 3 early kills in it. Bladestorm very close. Looks like he's hanging onto a Sheriff into this one. It's a nice player. If you're going to have momentum if you're FaZe, it's a nice player to have it.
No are not really going for that risk that we see for the round 2. For a couple of these teams, actually one of the teams that really like to have that methodical style. So this one, all the way back. Good combination here. The shock dart already did some damage, but even then, on top of that, the players get tagged.
Good chip damage makes these Spectres that much stronger coming into this round. And we've seen it, right? On an eco, get in and get out. Fast hits out towards B. Fortunately for FaZe, Poise is here.
And all the way already taken so much damage that we got to see early on, but doesn't matter though. Spike gonna get planted.
2 players want to fight inside A link. He's getting a bit of damage. Paranoia will also force the defense back for now. Fortunately for FaZe, Poise able to find 1, make it 2. Continuing that reign of terror from the pistol round, and the rest of the cavalry is here. Nobody falls on the side of FaZe. A flawless way to put 2 rounds in a row together.
One of those rounds early on where FaZe, they feel pretty comfortable. They look pretty comfortable. We gotta see how it turns out for the rounds to come though, because that's when OR starts to get that read and when things get just a little bit more scary for them. I think in a lot of these rounds, and every single map actually, FaZe has had the early upper hand, and then is an OR trying to catch up. For map number 1, it was great. For map number 2, they just could not do so in time. And this third one, we gotta find out.
Map 1, map 2, map 3. How about round 1, 2, 3, where Baby Bay got himself an operator looking to find some early first kills. Zeldris, the last 2 times playing Jet on this map, negative in first kills, 2 first deaths, but still getting the job done as a duelist. Now Baby Bay's been spotted.
And that's a call immediately. I mean, everybody from OR
Yeah.
just running it to the complete opposite side potentially here, into the A side. Just something that they don't want to deal with. Everybody talks about it, and they did so as well. You just want to avoid Baby Bay from going crazy. You want to deny that from happening. This is crazy angle though.
Yeah, a juicer stack here. Oh my god. I mean, it works perfectly. They're gonna play away from the op.
That's so good.
Wow, the grinder. Or Esports. That is so crushing.
And they can't even see. You see maybe the 2 players going inside of the smoke. Everything else is just spray. Look how Baby Bay. He doesn't even know what happened. He's just happy to be here.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was just, again, a juicer of a stack there. 3 players up close. The op is still trying to find a way into the mix, and it does so by finding Jonah 6 to get us started.
And after 3 runs in a row, that's when everything started going wrong for OR in the map number 2. Can they turn things around though onto this one? The buy isn't the best. The flash is good though. FaZe gets 2.
One enemy remaining. Spike down B.
Oh, wow. Okay, wait. Zeldris gets hit by a perfect paranoia from Supa, but still able to find that kill onto Poise. Stops the bleeding a bit.
And a 1v2 for Zeldris, but 38 HP to work, and not the best. Not even having that spike at hand to work with, as the 2 FaZe players are gonna hold on to it.
And at this point, this guy's not mid. Where are you expecting him to come from? Both players expecting the left side of the map, and Zeldris, aware of that, he is playing the long game here.
Yeah, but it's so much time, right, that you become aware of it.
Left.
Yeah, this is no secret. Tig might get caught off guard. No, he backs away. Perfect timing there. 6 cents. As Superman holding one side, Tig holding the other, and FaZe have now put 4 in a row.
The last map, they got 6 in a row. We gotta see if FaZe can do the same on this defense side. Because you can feel a little bit of a different energy for FaZe right now.
Yes, this should go.
On this defense, in an OR that is trying to catch a timing onto them, trying to play that fast C hit that we got to see one round, even going for the A hit very quietly, but FaZe have been able to play one step ahead, and that is doing so much for these rounds. Big round here for rifles for OR.
And where does this op end up, right? Similar to what we saw previously. Shot out towards C long on the drone, rotating to A. This time out towards mid on the turret, rotating over towards A. And OR Esports seem to have the read that the op is not here.
And Poison this positioning here. All the util plays towards C. It's not even going to be easy. It doesn't matter if the jet is here or not as FaZe. I think they have a read onto A. It ends up being on the opposite side. Gonna be depending so much here on to what the Cypher can do. Nobody has been spotting anything just yet, but the drone, they can definitely hear that.
And that trap wire was stretched thin.
Yeah.
As long as it could be there. Ooh, Bolt dealt with there, but it still reveals. Zeldris on the site, worried about the utility. Good blind, but Poise still finds one. The kill and the trade for Zeldris as the rest of FaZe look to rotate back. The smoke subsides, and Super was not ready to have another one down. So he gets caught with his smokes out. Bladestorm available. I'm thinking FaZe might look to do this one. Physic dealt with. Nope. Instead, only a bit of damage. Physic going huge. 3 kills on the round, a 1v4. Operator in hand. The Sova, first one up, and it's Baby Beta fall. Finally, OR Esports on the board.
With how long that C hit was taken, I wanted to see what Physic was going to do, because he invests that Hunter's Fury actually into the round just for that hit to be a little bit easier to deal with, but it doesn't matter. It's just like kills at the end with the Vandal to get him the 4 in that first round here for OR.
They needed that. Breathing some life into the team. Still a very potent buy for FaZe, but I mean, the economy just as good on the side of OR Esports.
The stack here, 4 players on this A side.
Paranoia, they want to go aggressive. Oh, pushing through Cloudburst, not enough to keep you safe. Super finds the first, Mummy finds the next. Wrapped up our OR Esports inside the bandages of the Mummy. 2 players down nice and early.
And they played that one so well with a 4 stack, and it ends up paying off with the kills. Nothing to see. The paranoia was clean, but then OR, they make all the way
Spike
into
planted.
that C site. Spike gonna get planted here.
And now it's up to FaZe to make the play. So OR Esports, they've done half of the job here.
And look at this, yeah.
Huge recon bolt there from Physic. Reveals the first. Finding the kill is Zeldris. Nearly there to reassume that position. Both players inside the garage. One out towards long. A tough spot to be in here for FaZe. Still utility. Physic finding kills. Nilly with the shorty. Oh, this one looking grim. OR Esports will do it again.
And 2 rounds in a row now, allowing Nilly to have that lockdown for that round to come as a chance here and a quicker adaptation time, I'd say, for OR compared to what we've seen on this previous maps, knowing, you know, this is a map where you do not want FaZe to take that lead and just hold on to it for the half. That is not something that you even want to consider if you're OR. If you've the whole conversation around your team has been the improvements that they made, the offset that they've gotten. Facing in the lead, not something you want to take. BabyBay going aggressive and expected.
I mean, BabyBay is just basically the recon bolt for Tig. He also sent a recon bolt for information, but hey, they see these guys on the minimap, they send that Hunter's Fury and find some damage.
Tig actually goes for this Hunter's Fury. And right away, a lot of aggression as well. That ultimate, as he gets invested for FaZe. But so many of the different ideas that they have onto this map, but now the players of OR made their way onto the seaside. There's a crossfire here. Gonna make it easier for them with the smoke.
And the only way out is to fight through it. They're gonna find Tig, the first one there. Mummy around the corner, and with that OR Esports, they can play the map.
Yeah, they go all the way from that spawn to the A side for what it seems like. Potentially making it winnable into a situation that at the beginning was not that at all.
Seconds
Door
left.
short, yeah, it was gonna be that cypher, so not even going for the A hit and ends up being the spike planted on B.
Boys is looking to have the read.
Yeah.
Reads incorrectly. Pancake's going fishing for information. Lots nothing, but still reassumes the position here. This is a tall task, but a doable one. First the numbers down. Whoa, he didn't spot the weapon. Maybe he did. Finally through the wall. Makes good on that kill. Cloudburst available. Shrouded step used. Both players on the same site. Arc cover down as well. Supa gonna hop onto the spike. Both inside the smoke. They've got this sixth sense. They spray on the outside and they get it done. FaZe back in the win column.
Boys had to get out of the smoke for the last kill. He's gonna do just that. For the 1v2 to be unwinnable for OR as FaZe. They make it to 5. And they look so much better into it. That round was very FaZe-like, I'd say. It's so aggressive. BabyBay going in with the cloud burst, but expected into that corner. And from that, OR is going to take a timeout. I believe the one thing that caught my attention, it was the Hunter's Fury being utilized into it, because we never really saw that lockdown from Nilly.
Yeah, ulta plenty. But OR Esports thinking the numbers advantage would be enough. And just when you thought that round started bad for FaZe with BabyBay dying, and Hunter's Fury really flipped it on its head.
Yeah.
Back and forth round. I think one fitting for a timeout here. Try and collect your thoughts. BabyBay very vocal at the start of this timeout. He's been a little bit slower. Started hot in the game. Now the rest of the team is starting to do their part, and that's all you can really hope for, especially here on defense, as BabyBay will have his time once we swap sides.
An OR that absolutely like to take that lead and has a chance to get at least a couple more rounds here with that lockdown that I mentioned before. That Hunter's Fury got utilized, so shutting it down is not gonna be easy for FaZe as OR attempt to get some space going on early into this round number 8.
And no secret now. No. Oh, I mean, from bad to worse, you get spotted, you get slowed down, then you get sprayed through the wall. Fortunately, no defenders here, though.
You should run.
Yeah, no one on the defense playing towards the seaside. Something that they did before, but now they back up. Try to give that space after spawning the players on garage. But yeah, this is the lockdown that he talked about. There's nothing that you can do on the defense. Just wait around for it. It was very early on, so this retake still with all the numbers.
A lot of stalling power. Hunter's Fury behind the lockdown. Surely no way back into this one, right? FaZe gonna try their hand, but they're running out of time. They need to find the kills, and they do so quickly. They do just that, and it sounds like they've got plenty of time. FaZe, OR Esports tried to thwart them off, but it was just impossible.
The spike is defused.
You know, Hunter's Fury now that gets used on the attacking side, but it fell way too early, right? Maybe you want to save it for that tab once you hear it. Or when the entire push comes in for that C side, but it was a little too early trying to catch just that entry. Doesn't really get too much, and because of that, FaZe capitalized from the numbers that they had right at the end. An expensive one for sure for OR, especially as they don't find an answer into it, and FaZe does. 6 rounds now for the defense. Now Rolling Thunder to work with for Jonah 6.
And they want to go fast, but they're working right into the operator. Who gives it up first? It's Pancakes to do so. Rolling Thunder will find very good effect here. Player stun. Dubzel just going to try and run him down. The op around the corner. His labored shots from Mummy. His baby base still gets one stunned up. But OR Esports, they assume this position here on the A site, and they do so a player ahead.
The quick Rolling Thunder into the A site, and something that usually that's where we see the Rolling Thunder being utilized, right? Sometimes towards that C side, but usually on this A side, but the players on the defense not really prepared for it. Even after Baby got that kill while stunned.
Last player standing.
2 alive, and 1 by 1 they go down. Superman, the last one here for FaZe.
Anything possible, but it would be, the unthinkable here for Supa. Too many angles to worry about. So another round for OR Esports. This time they do it a bit more convincingly.
Yeah, they make it fast and make it clean, just knowing the value that the Rolling Thunder alone is going to bring them just to get that spike planted on A. But how many times can you do that again? Because the 3 times with the last round that we've seen the A hit attempt been met by the aggression of FaZe inside of the smoke, going even for the shock darts that we've seen by Tig. And because of that, OR never really feel comfortable on this right part of the map. Gonna give it an attempt early on though.
I don't know what to call this. OR Esports making noise, dealing with that reinforced door out towards mid. It's giving some time for Baby Bay to think, and he's pondering on finding a kill out towards mid. Eventually, that thought comes to fruition. Pancakes is gone.
And nothing really holding the angle. Sometimes you have the Koji turret position towards window, but there's nothing there really.
Oof, and spotting players just over the top of Superman, and he's not even needed. He's just playing decoy here for the squad. Rolling Thunder comes through. All the util dumped here to stop the 2 players that remain. It's Nilly and Jonah 6. And a spike that is so far out of reach.
Completely surrounded the spike. But the defense of FaZe that played that so well. Baby Bay not going for that push from that B side early on. Just waiting for a little bit longer. Waiting for that fake confidence that OR got, thinking nobody was going to be there. The operator, absolutely no chance. And he goes for it, gets Pancakes, and with that, 1 by 1 OR go down as the time runs out, and FaZe actually wants to get these kills.
No more sober.
Gonna try to do so. A little expensive here. Take Superman going down for it.
Turret down.
And I mean, deaths that you can't really afford if you're FaZe. Supa should be able to buy, no problems. Tig maybe gonna be hurting in the credits department. Yeah, light shield's coming through. I guess with the light shield strat,
It's fine.
whatever. Yeah, whatever.
It's fine. Yeah. FaZe is still with a pretty good lead here. 7 rounds so far that this team has been able to get on the defense, and it is nice. A team that not necessarily avoided this map, but never really was the first choice, your second even. So now we get to see how it plays out for them, and in the defense, it just looks so good. Now giving a little bit more space towards A, but look at Baby Bay in this angle.
They're playing a tight one here. Fault line slows things down for just a moment for OR Esports. And off of that, they're expecting some sort of aggression, but they're given none.
Oh, and you know it's gonna be there too. Nobody pushing up for this defense in the meantime. 3 players were on that T side, still holding on to it. Trying to catch a pattern from what they've seen from OR so far. This is gonna depend on Baby Bay, and if he gets his first kill towards A.
Recalling my bot.
Poised is also here too. This is a very dynamic duo. Baby Bay can look to get out of the site, and if anybody pushes long, Poised utility can deal with that. Then Pancakes does it again, gives up too much. That means the Blades. Recon Bull dealt with. Baby Bay will leave the site. Cypher's utility still aplenty, and that spike has not made its way on yet. Oh,
30 seconds
God.
left.
Yeah, that's, I
Okay,
mean,
he said it.
A.
Yeah.
you could feel it in the air, Dryad. You could feel it in the air.
The dynamic duo of Baby Bay and Poised on this A side, just shutting down the chance here for OR into this round as FaZe.
10
Gonna
seconds
try to
left.
make it to the 8
One
rounds.
enemy remaining.
Spike though gonna get planted
Spike
here,
planted.
but yeah, no chance. Seljas goes down. Spike gonna get diffused, and FaZe make it to 8. So clean from them. With patience, and now 2 rounds in a row where we see Pancakes dying first
Flawless.
and being taken down by Baby Bay. That 2 rounds ago, it was a different story. It was him being the last one to push. This time around,
Last
the first one
round
to
before the
peek.
switch.
And Baby Bay is gonna enjoy that so much with the first kill stats. Holding on to it.
Enemy remaining. Spike planted.
That just stings. Yeah, you could just see it coming to fruition again, and you don't really have time to continue to play slow. You don't have smokes to, you know, be able to walk your way up long. You just have to try and slam it before that player in heaven eventually peaks, inevitably peaks, and that spike plant just a consolation prize here for OR Esports. Ooh, Zelda's gonna go up top, get a little tricky with it. Does buy the shot out from Baby Bay, and now they know where the op is.
And again, just running away from it. Gonna have to go for this play, avoiding that C side, but again, Baby repositioning towards Garage. He might be able to go for a swing here. Good job.
Wow. I mean, that was a circus act right there. Zeldris went up top, and Nilly sends a few bullets between his legs. Finds the head of Baby Bay.
Yeah. There's no chance that was intended, right? That was...
Happenstance. Yeah, that was just... That happened.
Wow, and Baby Bay so far has been so good for these free positions. You hear the operator on one of the sides, he's already somewhere else. It is so quick as well to make these happen, and that's the reason why he's been able to find so much value. Now 4v4 to deal with. Hunter's Fury gonna be available for Tig.
Trapwire of the
30
year,
seconds
by
left.
the way.
Revealing area.
Spike planted.
Just gets shot down. So does Nilly. Odin up top in heaven. Tig gonna drop that one. Has a Hunter's Fury to play with too. Supa here on the flank, and OR Esports corralled on the A site.
Oh, and the kill's starting to come through. Yeah, there's a Hunter's Fury early on.
Yeah, it's all up to Pancakes. So many angles to worry about. A player through short, 2 players through the spawn. Supa's the first one up, decapitates him. And FaZe will take the round again. They start explosively here in the first half. They finish that way. It's 9-3 as we swap the sides.
And it does feel like this is more than enough for FaZe to work with.
Switching sides.
On the attacking side is so clean until the very end. It is an area that for so many rounds and so many matches where we've seen FaZe struggle to find success, it's been kind of Baby Bay staying onto the one side for way too long, not where the operator would get the most value out of, and now it's been so clean when it comes to the reposition and making sure that the defense is maybe on pair to what we've seen with FaZe on attack. in a map like this one too. I definitely had my doubts into how it was going to look out because we haven't seen too much of this map for FaZe, but now they're really proving that the changes that they made, how solid they look as FaZe. They want to push to their C side and it's fast.
Very quick. Maybe they already dealt with though. Players out towards long. Nilly goes huge. 3 big kills in one of the most important rounds here on Haven. And I was going to say for FaZe, hey, job's not done. And Nilly is making that statement come to fruition. 34 HP. Step up and a backstab there from Poise. Supa still alive as well. Poise matches 3 for 3. In the pistol round, it's not over. FaZe might have found a way back into it.
Wait a moment.
And all thanks to Poise. Isolating those duels, knowing one was still going to be all the way back. Checks that right, gets 1 kill,
Spike
checks
planted.
left.
One
There's that
enemy
kill
remaining.
that got 3 early on, but Saldrez, never mind. He's going to handle it just fine for the last 2. And OR, they get the pistol.
Huge. A very important pistol there. Zeldris with great timing from Garage. And even better timing, though, from Nilly, right, to find the first kill on Baby Bay, who went up top, and then the rest of the
clean.
team who had their util out. And Baby Bay was just able to, or Nilly, excuse me, was able to capitalize.
Yeah, Neely got the first that you said into Baby Bay. Got the second. The third one was a little bit more spraying and managing to get that kill, but you're going to take it as well. It's such a risky positioning, knowing that is one of the ones that are going to get clear the fastest if the C hit comes through. But that was huge. He has to for OR as well to get the pistol.
Zeldris lighter on the buy here, just a Marshall. See what that allows for round 3. Meanwhile, minor investments, Poise. 3 kills in the pistol round. Happy to bring a stinger into this one, so anything is still possible for FaZe.
Yeah, anything is still possible, especially from Poised here onto this position. But once again, trying to clear out that C side. The Omen's gonna get spotted. Oh.
Wow. Yep, the pistols
No
are too
way.
strong. Physic gets one back. How much more can they find? A player ahead or FaZe Clan, but the weaponry still not the best. A Spectre for Tig. Poise drops that stinger over to a healthier player and wants to play with just the frenzy. Baby Bay also doing the same as a run and gun. Across the side, it's not enough for a kill yet, but good damage found. Back and forth continues as Zeldris looks to find heads with just that Sheriff. He dashes away to safety, and it's a very healthy Mummy that continues to hold the line here for FaZe Clan. Swings corner, Stinger takes him down on the backside as Jonah 6, and he's been dealt with as well. What a round for FaZe Clan.
Massive round here for FaZe. I mean, the way that we saw the first one go for OR and the pistol and Nelly, everything that we talked about, it doesn't matter anymore. FaZe answer right back.
Remaining.
There was only one of them having that stinger, but the Spectres became available as the kills came through on that C side. And it gives double digits for FaZe. Allows a little bit more of that reinvestment too. Oh, this is not where OR wanted to find themselves.
Now 6 rounds down with a pistol round buy worth of weapons.
Deploying drone.
That definitely feels awful. And on the defense, you don't have that smash and grab, right? You can't play to hit the B site quickly and get out, get some extra credits, and maybe do something cheeky. You have to hope to stack the right site, and they're finally starting to work their way across the map. Unfortunately, it looks like it's to the wrong side of it.
Pushing towards this B side, though, is going to be the defense. So maybe some of the players here holding onto it. Yeah, Mummy potentially having a read, but in the meantime, everybody else walking towards A. There's nobody there.
It's good damage, but even after that kill, right, for OR Esports, they find that first one. They find it in a way of trade, but
Pancakes.
nobody can go for that weapon.
Pancakes inside of the smoke.
Still there. Still there's got a shorty.
Enemy
Steps on out,
remaining.
finds the first. Now it's all
Side down
up
A.
to Jonah. A reveal there. A Sheriff in hand. 4 shots, 2 players to worry about. 1 flash to work with.
30 seconds left.
He's been
Spike
revealed
planted.
once more, and the angle's being held by Tig. Not giving it up his Poise either. Just stays default. Looks to play contact. Tig, the one to eventually get it done. OR Esports made it hurt, but they still lose the round.
Wow. and played so well over there. Also, the gamble that we saw a little bit more heavy on the left part of the map. Nobody towards A, no util, nothing to be found. The economy was so rough for OR after losing the last round. That was kind of the only chance. And it doesn't really pay off besides a couple kills, and that's as good as it gets for them. Operator now for Zeldris. A player that we've seen early for that first kill. There when he needs to, but now having to step it up and with so many rounds behind.
Take flight.
They know where it is.
Great timing there. If there is a smoke, Pancakes is getting in it. That's exactly what he does to find the first, but he's answered back immediately. Poised, creating some chaos out towards B. Tosses the cage, looks to back away and link up with the squad. OR Esports, even in firepower, Zeldris, hoping that somebody gives him something so he can swing numbers in favor.
Oh, and Poised here can have such a good timing into it. Some players that were as long, that's going to be the distraction by itself.
I said if Pancakes was in a smoke, Baby Bait now matching that same sentiment. And there's just been no way into this. Operator still disconnected. Poise finally making good on this Lord Physic, looking to get this spike. It goes halfway from the shadows used just to get him off of it. Zeldris headed for the hills, conceding map and series point, trying to hang on to the operator. FaZe are just running him down. Aftershock is there. Mummy falls. Classic now in hand. Shots to the back. He'll survive.
Trying to shut down it and take down the operator before the next round. Not the case, but still match point for FaZe. The timeout here coming in for OR. This is massive though for FaZe if they can close it out. Kind of the promise that they had after we got to hear the interview last week saying we're gonna go undefeated from that last win onto this one until all the next ones to come. And it's a phase that I honestly love what I'm getting to see from with Mame, with the way that is supporting Baby Bay into these entrances, into Poise and Baby Bay playing together to deny the space as we got to see in the first half. There's so many different variations of the squad that just seems to be clicking right on time. And then OR on the other side fighting to stay alive into this one. The lead on the first half was massive, 9-3. And you wanted it to be the curse. They get the pistol, they lose the second one. Now hoping that the rifle will be rifle is something that they can keep for longer.
This goes here.
Lockdown for Nilly. Could be a difference maker into this round, but the Bulldog is so that he can get for it.
And I mean, what is stopping FaZe Clan from just phasing up in this last round and going hard with the Rolling Thunder, right?
Yeah. Oh, and up close, I'll just stun.
Wow. Pulls out the blades, needs to secure this kill. Should Baby Bay give it up?
Get out of my way.
And the knives go wide. Knives of his own now. Baby Bay wants to take matters into his own hands. Spots Physic, but looks to get away from it all. Pushing out towards this B-side. Pancakes is here. Tries to receive. Unfortunately gets nothing as he running guns his way to safety. A player down are OR Esports.
And I feel like also the win condition here was holding onto this Rolling Thunder until after the spike gets planted, but the lockdown gets used first as everybody tries to take space around it. And it doesn't matter, Rolling Thunder gonna be available for this post plant.
Wow, I mean, parkour to get to safety. Here comes that Rolling Thunder. Everybody dealt with it. It's all up to Nilly. He'll find his first on the way back in, but Baby Bay closes it out. Orange Rock Esports proved to be a boulder, and it's FaZe Clan, the mountain here, as Mummy stays good to his word, and they continue to win series towards the end of Split 2.
And I definitely had my questions after a very close performance last week, but FaZe for this match against OR absolutely deliver until the map number 3. Map number 2 and 3, it seems like OR had no chance, no space to work with. And I'm really happy to see this version of FaZe, one that before was struggling so much. Now, it seems like they really know how to hold onto these leads. From getting the bonus rounds to shutting down the eco rounds from OR. And in OR, they came into this match so confident too. That what they call the methodical style that they had was going to be better than the individualities that sometimes we see from FaZe, but also a FaZe that talked about, yeah, we're individually better mechanically, but also shining so much more when it came to the teamwork that we got to see.
Hey, I'm excited when a team says that, hey, we're adapting things, we're changing things up. I'm talking about going the rest of the split undefeated, and we're going to see a promise delivered there, especially to Tanner. When we saw that first map, I wasn't quite 100% on where exactly we were going to see FaZe in the next two, but a soaring performance, ending it out so strong on Haven.
Yeah, you know, Bind just working its way back in. It was always kind of an iffy map for, I think, FaZe kind of historically. A lot of changes. It's not the same FaZe of old. The last time we were seeing them even play Bind. So who knows what's going to happen with that one. And we know that that was a strong one for OR Esports, as that is a hefty lead in first kills the way of FaZe. I mean, that's what you need to... I think that means what one time OR Esports were able to turn around. That was 4v5 upside down. Other than that, FaZe, if they got the first kill, they got the round.
And it was the many ideas that we got to see from FaZe. To me, it was the early round, the first half, where we got to see that push from the A on the defense for FaZe that caught all the players off guard inside of the smoke, and everybody shut down. After that, it seems like there was more and more confidence the side of FaZe was getting, and I feel like, yeah, the first kills made it so much easier. You'd love to see this kind of version of VaLorant that and that has not always been what we've seen in the past against very tough opponents, but against an OR team, they're able to shut it down perfectly.
I like that you call it the confidence, because on the flip side with OR, I felt like there was a couple times where they had the right idea, or they were going for something, and then things kind of fell apart right in that last little bit as they were unable to quite stand up to the strength of a FaZe that was just running at them. Like, I'm thinking even earlier on in the match, Tanner, when they ran through C, they ran around the map, they go on to B, and then all of a sudden it's just guns sticking around corners. They're not looking at corners, and it's done. Yeah,
that's tough. It's the little things, giving up a little bit too much. That was one of those rounds where FaZe found themselves a player down and eventually do get it done. A huge shout out. I know we kind of highlighted our duelist players a lot. We talked about Tig and Mummy obviously coming into this one, and then Superman was the standout performer last week, but Poised, man, really popped off in helping FaZe get these victories. Him and Baby Bay, obviously they go way back, Super also being on this team, but just seeing that dynamic duo work so well together on Haven, it felt so good to see.
You got to see it too on their faces with the player cams afterwards, just like, yes, like so elated they managed to do it. So great job over to FaZe. We are going to be sitting down and having an interview with them shortly, but first, sit back and enjoy our series highlights. Well, we got to hear last week that FaZe was planning on going undefeated the rest of the split. And hey, it's only the next week after, but still fulfilling on that promise today. Gonna be taking that victory 2-1. And I'm gonna be talking to Tig a little bit more about this. First off, congratulations. You now get 2 wins back to back. I know last week you weren't quite so happy with how you took the win. How are you feeling about this one?
I'm feeling way better. Today we actually played insane, a lot more composed compared to last week. I'm happy with the win today.
So then what was that big difference then going from last week into this week, other than just composure, that makes you a lot more satisfied with the result now going forward?
I want to say match experience. The first match we played under me IGLing, it was very sloppy, but I think with the practice we've had and just the more reps, it's starting to click.
All right, and I want to know a little bit more about that dynamic, because you join this squad and then take over this IGLing role, and I heard from Mame that Poise is now doing the mid-round calling. So how has this been working out? How are you both feeling about this and the rest of the team too?
It's been working really well. Kev is a really vocal player. It's really nice to have him like on a lurk, being able to call us back and tell us what he sees and help out in the mid round. The dynamic between me and him, it's been very, very good. We view the game the same, so it's been clicking.
And then the decision for you to take over this IGL role, is it something that was kind of discussed and you knew about it before joining in the squad, or is it kind of something that once you joined that there was that discussion and then you found yourself here?
When I first joined, they didn't want me to IGL. They were looking for players that like understood the game on a macro level. So when I first joined, I wasn't IGL, and they told me I wasn't gonna be IGLing. Then after the first match, and we kind of got shit on, and I think we just wanted to try something different. So I started picking up the IGL spot and practicing the way I practiced on Turtle Troop, and it's been paying off.
Definitely has been for the squad. And then for yourself, even if it wasn't the expectation that you're going to come in IGL, how are you enjoying it? Is it a little extra pressure now that, you know, there is this hopes of FaZe Clan for you to be getting these results, or?
Nah, no pressure. I love the IGL. It's a lot of fun. I get to play the way I like to play. So it's good.
Well, I'm definitely glad to hear that. And I want to talk a little bit more about the series today. And we do have to start with a bummer note, which is the first map over in Bind. It was the loss to OR Esports there. Was it just something that wasn't quite as ready with Bind being reintroduced back in the pool? Or was it just an OR Esports that you didn't maybe quite expect to be coming out?
We don't have that much practice on Bind. It's been a while since I've called it. We ran into some things we've never seen before in our very few scrims we had. They played it really well. I just think we need more practice and we'll be fine.
Well, we definitely got to see a better result for the split in Haven. The team stepping up, you're saying that you're a lot happier with the play. So is there any player going on to those maps that you would like to give a little more love to? Because we did get to see a couple of individual pop-offs.
Players on our team to give some love to? I mean,
yeah.
Baby Bay is insane. He's insane on the jet. Fought, he's our clutch master. You can always count on him. Kev's been insane on the lurk, and Mummy's our support man. That guy's the best team player I've ever played with. So they're all amazing. Couldn't be happier.
It's definitely cool with you and Mummy, because you were both on Turtle Troop before and now both moving to FaZe together. So how has it been that with this change that you have somebody there with you by your side?
It's great. I love having him by my side.
Glad to hear. Now for our final question before I let you go. This one is going to be from our fan zone, and this one is going to be coming from none other than Flippy Bits himself. He wants to know, what is your favorite spike site in Valorant?
Probably, God, my favorite? I can only think of the worst.
Kind of a tough one.
All the bad ones are just popping in my head. I couldn't.
Which one's the worst
I couldn't.
then? Now you got me intrigued.
My worst.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. It was Icebox, but now I'm gonna have to say Haven B site. I hate Haven B site. It's my word. It's the worst. Yeah. I couldn't name the favorite. I honestly don't like them in all. None of them.
Hey, honestly, the least favorite works too. So if it's not on the least favorite list, I feel like it has to be somewhere positive. So that works out. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me. Congratulations yet again on the win, and have a good rest of your night, okay?
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. As for us, we're getting close to the end of our night, which means we're going to be hopping right back over to our desk to break down and end the day off with none other than Tanner and Dan, the cursed caster duo themselves. Tanner, it's a late night. It's a late night once again. It is what it is.
What do you mean,
always
guys?
run late.
It's
We
only
make-
it's
Go
only
ahead.
7:30. What do you mean, guys?
Sure, yes. Only 7:30,
Okay.
right? Exactly. I think we even saw for some of the players too, kind of running out of steam. Everybody ready for bed after that one. But for the fast games that do happen throughout the week, Dryad and I, we really try and make up for it to make sure that there is Valorant content.
We got you guys.
One full day, yeah. So we're trying to do the community a service.
Yep.
Hey, it works out. And Dan, you say only that 7:30. I see you out there.
It's
Miss
only
LA,
7:30.
all right?
What are you talking about?
Hey, at least if it's a long day, at least it's a fun day, all right? We went into this knowing that for our teams, we had to see people step up. This is where we really needed to be able to see some of those different makers, and we got to see that teams grinding it out all the way into those bitter map 3s, and it was much needed at this point too. I mean, with the standings, things were so close. Even going into today, for example, OR Esports and FaZe Clan, they were both tied at that 1-1. So with that victory, FaZe will be able to get just a cut above them at this point of the competition, Tanner.
Yeah, it's really nice. Group B is kind of starting to come to fruition very nicely. FaZe with this win, obviously they keep good on their promise, but they also put themselves leaning a little heavier towards that top spot, whereas the two teams ahead of them, the Guard and Moist Moguls, they play tomorrow, right? So FaZe is going to be right in the mix. Another team will be 2-1. Another team will be 3-0 there, and FaZe is going to be right at the top. So I feel like they can be pretty confident. Whereas on the top side, that Turtle Troop victory, I don't think that still told us a whole lot. There's still an awkward soup up in Group A, excuse me. That really does feel up for grabs.
Did you say awkward soup?
Yeah, it's awkward soup up there. It's a weird little soupy area. You've got Disguised, and then you still have, before this, you had Turtle Troop inside the soup with Oxygen, TSM, and Shopify. They've got out of the soup, so no turtle soup, but still three teams there right in the middle.
Dan, are you okay with this awkward soup talk?
You know, I've heard Tanner say so many things all the time.
I say a lot of things.
Still,
I've said things before.
this is up there with the most normal thing, so it's all good. It's all good. I think my takeaway from today is I came to today having this version of FaZe in my head that I thought was going to remain the same, a little inconsistent, kind of how we saw with Matt Lyons, but I'm actually ending of the day pretty happy about how they perform. I think it was very consistent. All the mistakes and the things that I felt like they had to fix when it came to the coordination for the team was fixed. And I'm also, I am so excited for tomorrow. The matches tomorrow are so good.
They're so good. I know that y'all won't be here to be cursing everyone with the 3-map series, but honestly kind of wish you were, because these are going to be some great matches. We're going to be starting off with M80 going up against Shopify Rebellion. That one should sure be fire, but I know the one that everyone is going to be watching, everyone has their eyes on when we talk about hype matches going into tomorrow. That is going to be Moist Moguls going up against the Guard. Both have been looking fantastic. Moist Moguls, Dan, there has been this turnaround, so that is going to be such a hype series. Even if you're not here to curse it, I know that you're going to be tuning in.
I love the guys at Moist. I think they're so good. The improvements that they had from the first split all the way until now. I mean, contender to be the best team right now, and I feel like tomorrow is going to be that real test and how that's going to play out against the Guard. I am so excited to see how many of these duels with the two duelists, the two sentinels are going to play out, because I feel like it's a perfect matchup for that team.
Tomorrow is going to be a great one, but it is getting late. I know, Dan, it's 7:30. It's so late in the night for you. So we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. Thank you everyone so much for tuning in. Make sure to be coming back tomorrow. It's going to be a fantastic day of Valorant you're not going to want to miss. But until then, have a great night.
Remaining. My double stay. One enemy remaining. Flawless. One enemy remaining.
Neutralized.
One enemy remaining. One enemy. One enemy remaining. Stay down. Spike down A. Clutch. One enemy remaining. One enemy. Remove. Good attempt. Rest. One enemy. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining. Ready for me. One enemy remaining. 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 You will not. One enemy remaining. One enemy remaining.